Welcome to My New Life Online. I'm Anita Cochran with Steve Wyckoff. Hello.
How are you today?
I'm awesome because look what we already have.
Oh, yes.
I know, we cannot wait to get the cameras rolling because we're like thirsty. Oh gosh. Okay, there's a little bit of coffee in there, Jeremy.
There is a little bit. I was trying to sneak it in on you.
Oh, Meats Cafe knows I don't like coffee.
But this right here is our Chestnuts by the Fire. That's the name of this drink.
Okay.
And it has a little bit of coffee in there, for sure.
Jeremy is our sponsor, and he comes from Mead's Corner where they make everything.
Absolutely.
Everything coffee, traditionally.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
they also deal with tea. Well, here's the good news. He knows I don't like coffee, but he brought me whipped cream.
Lots of whipped cream and nutmeg on top.
What's going on down there? As I
It's-
talk with whipped cream flowing out of my mouth. I look like I have like... Sorry.
Foaming at the mouth for your meats. Now, well, we've got a big thing going on this Friday, actually. Waterdeep, a band called Waterdeep.
Oh.
Very well known, actually, within the Christian music industry. They've got a big show going on Friday, and then they're going to be doing a big after party here at Mead's, and it's going to be incredible. It's a really small, close-knit feel. A lot of people. They're going to be doing like an acoustic show. And
All right, the point of this being, you don't go down there just to drink, although some people do. Some people go down there to just hang,
Oh, yeah.
like you.
The full-on
Occasionally
coffee
do that.
experience.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for.
I didn't realize that
Absolutely.
because I don't drink coffee.
Or
You
a
are today.
chocolate experience. Or
There you
food
go. There we go.
experience.
There we go.
Whatever
I know you have to
want.
get back to work, so you go ahead and we'll play.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye. He snuck one in on me.
Yes, he did, but
I
you
am
caught
gonna
it right away.
spank him.
But you know what? It was a perfect day to sneak it in because if you had an adverse reaction to it, guess what we have today?
Yes, we have medical people.
Medical
though.
people today.
It's funny, I laying in bed the other day going, you know, why haven't we not done a show with all the different kinds of things we could do in the health industry? And do-do-do-do, Wind Ponder read my
Kind
mind.
of psychic, aren't you?
Yes, I am. And look, today we're doing EMT training at Wichita Area Technical College.
Yep.
And I mean, I really don't know a lot about it. I have a couple of friends who are EMTs, but I see them on TV all the time, so I feel like I know what they do and how they got there. But we're actually going to learn a whole lot more about that coming up.
Coming right up.
Shall we take a break?
Let's do.
Because, God, I'm exhausted. My New Life Online is back, and I am so excited. We're finally going to delve into the medical world, and Jim Katz's here with us.
No pressure, Jim.
Okay, good.
I was so happy to see you because our studio's in the second floor of an old building, and so by the time I get up here, I'm like, third floor. See, that's why I'm winded. And you'd know what to do.
I was going to say you missed the second floor all the way.
I know. I better learn to count, Blondie. All right, smart guy. All right, you teach at WUTC.
Yes, I did.
How did you get that gig?
Received a phone call one day and spoke with their director of the health sciences, and at the end of the discussion, we decided an EMT program would be an ideal fit for them.
What were you doing? You're currently an EMT?
I'm a paramedic, yes. I
How-
work at 2 of the hospitals here in town in their emergency rooms.
And how long have you done that?
I have been about 3 years now. As a paramedic, I've been about 15 years. As a paramedic, have taught for the last 10 years.
So you came out of school going, I know, I want to be a paramedic?
No.
Is that?
No.
No. What
No.
happened?
I actually went through an EMT program in order to gain some knowledge. I was working with a youth group, and nobody with the youth group had any medical knowledge. And I took the EMT class, did nothing with it for a couple, 3 years, and then I began volunteering with Sedgwick County EMS as a reserve. And first night I rode with them, I was hooked.
Uh-oh, that
You
was
knew
it.
it, huh?
Yep. And then went on for the paramedic training after that point.
Okay, some of us don't know the difference between an EMT and a paramedic. I'm just going to assume if you show up at the scene of my accident, you're going to save my life.
Yeah.
What's the
Either
difference?
individual can do that. It's the level of training. The EMT is provided the basic knowledge for life-saving skills. They can provide quite a bit of help to the individual. The paramedic has a little bit more training in specialized areas, cardiac, respiratory, different medications that they can give, different skills that they can perform. It's a little bit more training. It's about a year and a half.
A little more money?
program. A little bit more money, yeah.
Woohoo!
Jim, all of our guests have talked a lot about certifications. Are all of the levels you've talked about different certificates?
Yes, they are. All of the levels are governed by the Kansas Board of EMS as the governing agency over all of the certification issues. Each one is a different testing level, beginning at the first responder, which is one step below an EMT.
So how is a first responder different than an EMT?
They are provided very simple skills. They're provided just the first aid, the classic Red Cross first aid type training is your first responder.
Okay.
A lot of the rural services, a lot of the volunteer services utilize first responders. The EMT is provided a little bit more skill levels. They're provided a little bit more training to what they can do. Mm-hmm. And then it works up from there through the EMT intermediate and then ultimately to the paramedic level.
Okay, you said something that was interesting to me. I thought all EMT and paramedics rode on an ambulance, but you work in a hospital?
Mm-hmm. A lot of the hospitals utilize paramedics for helping the nursing and physician staff. I can use the majority of the skills that I have as a paramedic can be used in an emergency room, blood draws, IV administration, stuff on that order, as well as just general patient care.
So really, you could work anywhere in the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
And you do? Or you just...
I work in the emergency room.
Strictly in the ER?
Yeah.
All right, I didn't have any idea you could do that.
I didn't either.
Yep.
How many
Smarty.
How many classes does it take to get your EMT certification?
The EMT class is typically a one semester class. Okay. It is a single class, 10 credit hours at WATC. And at the end of that semester, you're able to challenge the state board testing and ultimately get your EMT certification.
So it prepares you to take the test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it's 10 hours of credit.
10 credit hours.
Okay.
Yes. We meet three nights a week
wow.
for an entire semester. The paramedic is typically anywhere from a year to a year and a half program. Most of them anymore, about a year and a half's worth of college classes.
Do you get an associate degree at the end of that?
Yes. Yeah, the Board of EMS requires that a paramedic, when they complete the program, they're issued a associate degree.
Oh, cool.
So do you go straight from the EMT program right into the paramedic program?
You can. Personally, I do not recommend that to my students because I have seen too many students who have went through one class for the EMT, walked out of the EMT class, went immediately into a year and a half program for paramedic, went all the way through the paramedic program, got out on the streets, and then realized that it's not what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. You talked about watching TV and stuff.
Right.
A lot of people rely on what's on TV as being that's what it really is like, and it's not.
Well, that's what we want it to be like.
Yeah. That's what you want it to be, and that's what students come into the program.
Why is it? What's different about it?
What they show on a TV program is the entire excitement of a lifetime of EMS put into a 1 hour program. The majority of EMS is routine calls. It's not the lights and siren and the trauma and everything like that. It's dealing with people who really need help, anywhere from nursing home patients being transported into the hospital to individuals who are lonely and who will call EMS because they don't have anybody else to call. And so it's a lot of that routine calls that people don't realize makes up the career. And so they see everything on TV. They see all of the light sirens, the excitement, the helicopter crashes, stuff like that. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so
you've got to tell us about SimMan.
SimMan. SimMan, one of the biggest advancements within EMS education over the last few years is the technology end of it. And there are more programs, there are more tools, toys as we call them in teaching, that you can use to teach to help provide a real life scenario for a student without actually putting a real patient in front of them. One of the manufacturers has come up with what they call SimMan. SimMan is an electronic body that is so minutely calculated that when they transport them into they're built, manufactured in one area, and when they transport them into a new location, they have to send a representative with it in order to calibrate it to the atmospheric conditions, to the elevation, everything to that specific location.
Is he here? Is Sim here?
No.
Oh my God,